'cause I know that it's something real. Gonna say how I feel, 'cause I know that it's something real. Hey, hey. Gonna say how I feel, 'cause I know that it's something real. Gonna say how.
Hey everybody, hi. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. Look at this. I'm greeted by wonderful things like that. Hi Nathan. Hi Gloria. Angie's here. Ooh la la. Janice I saw is here. Deirdre here. Yay. Yes. And Angie, like there's an Angie and Julie. Hi. Good to see everybody. She says hi. Oh, thank you, Gloria. That's very nice. It's so good to have everybody here. Oh my goodness, what a couple of days of trains. I'm only here for 30 minutes. I have an appointment. Have to jump off. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Well, if you miss the fun stuff, if I do, we're going to continue it tomorrow night because I decided I couldn't pack it all in one night with this. So with the collage. There's too much to it, and between Georgia O'Keeffe and Matisse, I kind of thought, woo, what are you trying to do, Gretchen? No, it's not like you have to get everything done before spring vacation at school. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you, Dee. Thank you. I was on Spontaneous Creations by Brian on his live, and won a set of like 5 pouring ring things, different kind of stuff with my magic number right there in the middle. I was the first one to answer a number, and I was the first one to, and it was my number. It was like, whoa. So I'm very excited for that. So everybody's greeting each other. I checked in with Julie, Angie, Janice is here, Nathan. Oh, the Nathan, well, you just heard me say, Gloria, what I won. Yeah, it was very cool. Yeah, Layla's going to go nuts. My granddaughter's going to go absolute bonker nuts because we're always making them from different kind of, pop bottles or this or that. So this will be pretty cool, especially since they're 3D printed in. Her cousin has a 3D printer. McLean has a 3D printer. She's a wee bit jealous, I think, of it. So tonight, everybody, the story tonight is about Georgia O'Keeffe. But as a precursor to it, I already did this. What? There. So that's just a piece of matte paper from my photography paper. Yes, Joanne. Hi, Joanne. I was a big winner. So, and I took acrylic paint, the Arteza, these guys. There you can see those guys. I have these tubes I bought on a sale one time. In a mad sale. I hardly ever use them. Anyway, so I did a graduated wash because the artist who is in this book, Julie Paskas. Is it Paskas? I think is how you say it. Has a really cool technique that she uses to do this. And let me show you, first off, her site. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been, I binge watched last night after I got off the show on this, and binge watched all of yesterday's. And then we watched RuPaul. So, yeah, so we had it on tape, so, I got up early, but not too early. I started watching, who did I watch? Oh my gosh. Sarah Taylor, her last 2 videos. If you guys haven't gone in and seen her last 2 videos, oh my gosh. Oh, they were just too cool, too amazing. So, but let me show you on my iPad. Hold it, go here. There we go. So Julie Paskas is the artist that did the illustrations for this book. And one of the things that she said in the intro, she said, in this book, I refer to photographs of Georgia O'Keeffe and to paintings by her. I wanted to quote specific paintings and photographs, but I didn't want to try to recreate her paintings. Duh. Who would want to try to? So I translated the images into cut paper collages. The simplicity of this medium reflects her modern aesthetic. To create each collage, I painted sheets of paper in graduating color using acrylic paint and then cut out the shapes and glued them down in layers. And I thought that was a pretty cool way to do it. So here she has some of her things. Oh, come on. I forgot to lock that so that it wouldn't shrink down when I hit my mouth. Ah! Okay, let me lock this so it doesn't do that to me. Lock it. Oh, see, I'm sliding with my mouse there. She also does paintings and prints, and she does quilts. She makes fabrics. She has a section on coloring pages. Oh, I can't. So when you have your mouse in your hand and you're clicking on your computer, but really the picture is on your iPad, which is in a different place. Oh my goodness. So here, let's show some of her things that she's done. So she has coloring pages that you can get. It has a coloring book, but she has coloring pages. Oh, look at those. How fun is that? Go back. And she makes fabric too, from what I understand. Yes. Oh, look at that. So it was just quite a delight to find. I think that's one of the things I love so much in this, is finding different ways that artists are using their art and how they're translating different people's, like currently right now it's the translation of these artists that I'm kind of looking into. And then on top of everything else, I told you about that magazine that I got yesterday. And I'll go to the book. And not this one, but that one. I found this, and this was another person who was doing the same kind of thing. They were taking, hi Helen. They were taking paper that they had painted rather than just taking colored paper. And then they were building it into collages and gluing it on, and they have the whole thing. It didn't have a description on this. It's in this book, The Art of Gouache. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. Hi, Jack. Hey, nice to have you here. So Helen's here. Let's go back here and double check with everybody. Yay. Let's see. Joanne's here. I'm going back to see who I missed because I didn't see Jack come in. Well, anyway, I'm gonna keep going here so we get this story. You guys say hi to each other for me, and I will go back. My sister Sarah is quilting. Is the quilter in the family. I think I've mentioned it, and it's rough on her right now because of the chemo treatments for breast cancer that she's having to go through, and it's she'll have a lot of energy like at 10 o'clock, and at 10:15 she can't even lift her hands. So, and which for Sarah it's like that's hard because she's the one when we're together on Sisters Weekend that she's the shortest one of us all, and yet she walks faster than any of us, and she's always on the go, on the move, and oh Lord, my oldest sister Patty and I just kind of roll our eyes and go, yeah, we'll hang out here on the bench or wait for you and Carolyn to come back from whatever mad dash you have to make. We'll grab a latte and check in the sites and see what's there. Anyway, so that's what's going on. So I wanted to bring in that bit of collage and how these different people are doing it. And I just thought it was really interesting that when that all happens and comes together, they kind of showed up to show me different things. Like I didn't intend to get that magazine, but I was at the co-op where it can be found, and I only go to that co-op like once every 3 months. So there it was, and it had information on that. So anyway, so tonight, this is the book, Through George's Eyes. Now, I did find out a lot about Rachel Rodriguez. Has not done a lot of other things. She's done a few other things, but there wasn't really, her website link was kind of broken, so it wouldn't load her information, and I couldn't find anything really specific even from publishers, although they had some stuff, but just the general blurb. So I thought I'd go with what was in the book, which she says, in telling the story of Georgia O'Keeffe's life, I read all that I could about her and tried to discover the details of her life that would enchant young readers as they did me. I've told this story in homage to her art, her words, and her singular perspective as a woman artist in her time. And I hope you caught the quotes that I had on the opening part of the story. The first two images that I had up were images that were references to Georgia O'Keeffe. They weren't exactly her work. They were some photographs that were in Canva that were referenced as like her, similar to her work, and I turned them into painterly type. And then the last three sets of images were my own photographs that definitely are, I looked back and said, whoa, I really referenced that in my own taking of photographs and the images. So that was kind of thing. But her quotes, there was one quote about something about, I wonder what it said. It was about, she's been told that for a woman, she's a very good painter. And she said, I actually just believe, or she says that I'm one of the best women painters. And she says, actually, I'm just one of the best painters. She's very outspoken in her days and in her ways. The tumultuous love story between her and Alfred Stieglitz, her husband, has always been a kind of an infamous thing. He was much older than she was, and she got tired of being in New York, which is where he was the famous photographer, and she got tired of it, and so she left and went to New Mexico, and that's where she had Ghost Ranch. And so it was that odd relationship, of she just got fed up with doing that, and she wanted to continue to paint. But she had been his muse for a long time and had posed for Stieglitz at one point for quite a long time. So anyway, here we go. This story, Through George's Eyes, by Rachel Rodriguez and illustrated by Julie Paskas. Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, 1887. George's first memory. She will always remember these colors and the brightness of light. Light all around. Soon, Georgia runs and plays games with her brothers and sisters. Her father gives her sweets and plays Irish tunes. Her mother reads stories and cares for the younger children. Everyone works hard on the farm. Georgia roams the prairie. The trees and land keep her company. Pencil and sketch pad comfort her. She discovers she likes to be alone. Seasons melt into seasons on the family farm. Georgia struggles to show on paper what she sees. She walks around a lake and hikes into the woods. Everywhere she looks, shapes hum and sing to her. At art school, brushes and canvas become her language. Paint speaks for her. Watercolor and oil are her words. For a time, Georgia lives in the city. She walks through canyons of concrete. She misses the outdoor world. The sun steals a bite from a skyscraper. The faraway place, open sky and land, calls her. She moves to Ghost Ranch in New Mexico. Red hills, cliffs, silence, and the faraway surround her. In the desert, she discovers extraordinary things. Skulls. The bones don't frighten Georgia. To her, they are alive and strong. Their beauty astounds her. Georgia expresses feelings in her own way. Words work, but for her, the color blue says it better. Or red. Or a seashell. A pale bone. Sunset. The trees and hills whisper their secrets. They are friends, always there for her. A canyon calls her. From the bottom at dusk, she sees a long line of cows above, black lace against the dusky sky. She hikes at dawn. She climbs a ridge. The land enchants her. A range of hills is a mile of elephants with white sand at their feet. Sometimes her chow-chow tags along. He hops around rocks and chases antelopes. They float ahead of her yelping dog. Georgia follows them. She breathes in the dawn. A sea of sage covers the plain before a mountain, like waves lapping against a shore. Sometimes she climbs a ladder to her roof. The moon rises above her. Beneath a giant canvas of inky night and silvery stars, Georgia dreams. Even now, Georgia can show you the world as she sees it. Open your eyes and walk along. See the colors? Hear the shapes singing. No need to hurry. Lean in. Look closer. Closer still. There, the wideness and wonder of the world. Oh my. It says she was born on November 15th of 1887. She had an older brother, a younger brother, and 4 younger sisters. 7 kids. She was born at a time when women weren't allowed to vote, women artists were unheard of and considered freakish. Her parents wanted her to be a teacher. She pursued art education. She attended the Art Institute of Chicago and the Art Student League in New York City. O'Keeffe taught at public schools in Texas and at the University of Virginia. In her free time, she did her own painting, keeping her efforts private from the other teachers. She followed her art and her distinct voice and held fast to her dream of earning a living as an artist. In New York, photographer Alfred Stieglitz first showed her work in his gallery. The exhibit piqued art lovers' curiosity. More and more became loyal fans of O'Keeffe's work. She became friends with Stieglitz, who encouraged her painting. Eventually, they married. At age 30, she had her first solo gallery exhibit, and she soon sold her first painting, which showed a train moving through the twilight. She made frequent trips to New Mexico, a place of vast spaces and beauty that inspired her work, and eventually she left Manhattan and moved to New Mexico for good. Although she died at the age of 98 on March 6, 1986, O'Keeffe's popularity continues to grow. Museums around the world, including the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum in Santa Fe, New Mexico, still show her work. O'Keeffe's bold, creative spirit and determination to live as an artist made a lasting contribution to the art world. To this day, her work encourages new generations of artists to see the world through their own eyes and to share that vision with others. I love the way that this Julie interpreted her work. Oh, you did? Yay. Wow. You watched a live today on collage? That kind of collage? That's so cool. See how they all come together? Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't see him. I thought somebody said hi to Jack. He might be Jack in the box. Wind in the handle. Oh my gosh, you guys are funny. Yeah. Oh. Anyway, I am going to paint that with them. I'm going to with the grandkids. Layla will absolutely go nuts with them, and since she is the big, we have a full setup out there we can do, and then Lachlan is thinking it's pretty cool. So, and they're the ones that are close by. But if this summer, if McLean and Rook and Rory get to come up, Rook will be all over it. She will just be right there. She's my little art queen. My goodness. The kids painting. Yeah, I sent that video of Lachlan doing his work to Lee and Jeremy, because Lachlan looks like a little Jeremy with the gloves and everything. He got his gloves all painty and he didn't like it. So anyway, next step with this is how we've interpreted. So yesterday I was showing some things about interpreting and how the influence of these people early on. So last night I showed you, where did it go? Oh, okay. So George O'Keeffe, this is a picture that she had, Red Barn and type of thing. And I found this one of mine and I thought, I could do a kind of a cool wash over it or something like that. But it might be a cool thing to change into into more of a painterly type thing. It's got so many wires I would have to take out. It's not really a usable photo, but it was still a cool barn, and the colors I thought were, it's in Eastern Washington. It's in Ellensburg. It was near my sister's old house, but it reminded me of that type of thing. Then this is the one that I said, oh, I know that kind of picture. My daughter had white calla lilies and white and purple calla lilies at her wedding. And this was at a neighbor's that we were doing plein air painting, and I went to go photograph. So it's funny how those things influence us. And then there's one. Is this the one? Mm-hmm. Yeah. This one is a black and white of a daffodil. And it's not the best, but I was thinking that it might be something that I could take and do some painting over it. What do you guys think? To highlight part of it with these paint pens. I have several colors. I'm not sure if I got the right colors in it, but I don't really, that's not really, it would be interesting to do the water droplets. There's water droplets in here. Oops, that one needs some. Paint pens are just, you could, I've often wondered what to do with my photographs that I don't really think are quality enough to do something with. But the other idea that I have to do with them, that this was a thing. So that's one idea, some ideas to do. But since we're kind of collaging type aspect, put this down someplace. Oh, go under here. And I have that notion of painting. Okay. Too many pictures here. So I started with this one. I'll bring my paper water over here. So that whole notion of the gradient in the paint and then cutting up pieces later, which there's the book that I'm going to read tomorrow about Matisse, does that a lot more. I was thinking of doing that kind of a gradient paint. Can you guys see that? Yeah. Aspect over some photographs that are kind of my ones that are just sitting in my garage sale box. They're not ones that I want to take the effort to frame, and they're not that spectacular. But if I did this to them, and then I had a bunch, I could cut them up in pieces and piece together a picture. What do you think? Am I being crazy? Or am I just the fact that I kind of like to paint over things? And maybe a little bit of green in there too. Yeah, maybe like that. Now that I let that dry, I've got that, and then, the picture that she had done of the building was based off of seeing Stieglitz's, or being in New York, and then she had that building one, and I thought that it's amazing how one of the things that I've done a series that I'm looking at too, of in through the windows, from the outside in, looking into windows and architecture. That similar kind of thing, but it would be kind of fun to do something different with it, to take it into topaz, to do a painterly effect, or to actually do a physically painting on it. So I'm going to, and then the colors like she had in New Mexico and went on some of the work that she did could do that same kind of gradient. Now this is the way that the sky was. I've turned this also into a black and white at one point. But the rocks and whatnot, it would be really interesting to take some of these that have a fairly good composition, but there's something lacking within them, and do an embellishment of some kind and turn them in, or else just take my scissors and cut shapes that I could use in a collage, which is what obviously I'm doing with this piece. See? Look at that. See, you get such cool different kind of aspects to it when you do stuff like this that I never would have seen. Look at that. You can't see it. It's not one way. See? And building a whole different kind of someone's screaming at me for cutting things up. Who's laughing? Is Angie laughing? Oh my gosh. Had no say in pretty much everything. I'm glad. Yeah, isn't it amazing? It's really kind of crazy that they were. It's kind of crazy that there are times and places where people even thought that any kind of a human didn't have a say in things. So this that I'm kind of going crazy in pieces. But I could use these kind of gradients and colors and the shape from the photograph underneath to be part of a new picture. What do you think? I have no idea how it's going to go together or if it's going to go together, but I'm prepping for tomorrow. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep cutting things up. And I've got that red piece too I'll cut up. Oh, there's a little birds. I like that the brush strokes are not perfect, and I like that brush stroke aspect to it. I think that's pretty cool. See? Even this part, and where I did the yellow paint there, that's going to be part of something. Okay, I'm cutting things up. I'm just cutting to beat the band and playing with it. So what I did was I dove into some photos that I'm not real excited with. I think what I'm going to do is going to take some paper that I have just plain and do gradients like Julie Paskas did for that. And I'll do some other ones. I'll probably paint over them, paint over all of these. And in different colors. This one I might not. This is just architecture I like. Paint over them. Even this one I might go over in white. This would be cool if I went over it in white because it has so much colors. And then I'd have things to cut apart for collage. What do you think? Huh? What do you think? I gotta get down far enough in the comments to see what people are saying. Plein air painting. Calla Lily's cold. No, Deirdre says no. You must have been seeing me cut. So, remember that last night I showed you the picture of Ansel Adams of the trees, the aspens and the things, and I said I had one in black and white that had been inspired. There's the one I found. Bye, Nathan. See ya. So that was one. I'm not going to paint over this one and cut it up. I won't. Although it would be cool to go over it with some paint pens and embellish it a little bit. Because there's another one that I did that has a little more luminance to it. That's what happens when you put, I print my own, when I print my own things, sometimes I print it 2 or 3 times until I get it exactly the way I want it and decide which paper I want, because it changes how things look. These all that I pulled out are all ones that are done on a matte cotton paper. This one I won't paint because it's on a glossy, and that would be kind of crazy. You know what? I have I have Julie E. I have on my website. I have a picture that I did of a field of tulips in black and white that has been just really popular. Oh, come on. Here we go. And then I did one earlier this year that I did out in the forest, and then the girl was carrying a red umbrella, and so it's all in black and white except for her red umbrella. Where's the one with the tulips? Come on, pop up. Click here to enlarge. Click here to enlarge. There we go. Okay, I'll show you on the iPad. So that's the one that I did in a field of tulips, the black and white. And I didn't color one of them. That would have been a really good idea. But this was because there was this one tulip in the middle of the mud. I was laying in the mud to do this. And yeah, obsessed with windows. Deirdre, I am too. I have this whole thing. And then the other one that, is the one, this is the one that I did. Come on. And click to enlarge. This is the one that I did with the umbrella that's in black and white that I was at in the workshop, and then Libby was the assistant in the workshop, and we sent her up this deserted road in the middle of the Olympic rainforest and had to do a red umbrella, and she put that on her Facebook as her Facebook cover. She loves it so much, so that's pretty funny. Anyway, oh, I have to, there's one of these, I'll get the music just. Anyway, a lot of rambling tonight, but some ideas for pulling things together. And I think sometimes when we get these notions of how we should put things together for our art. And like I've had these pieces sitting there going, oh, I should do something, I should mat them, I should do this, I should do that. And I thought, you know what? What if I just did something completely odd with them? Like, what if I painted over them or painted part of them or did this or cut them up and made them into something else? And even if it doesn't work very well, the fact that I found ideas from someplace else and I'm getting those ideas and putting something in and making my mind go in a different way, who knows what's going to happen? It could be fun, and it could open up a little bit of I needed that today. I've been struggling with Lightroom today. I had to move my whole catalog because the catalog that I had, the most recent one, was corrupted and it wouldn't open, and I had to go back to the 29th of December on 2021 to find a catalog that wasn't corrupted. Ugh. Fortunately, I hadn't done a whole lot of work in the last month on my website or on my in my editing and stuff, so I didn't lose a great deal of things, but still I had to, and then I had to move everything. So it was a tumultuous tech day, but I had this I was to look forward to, and I thought, I'm just gonna play and these guys will get it. Yes. So that's what Julie said she'd done. And obsessed with watercolor and windows. Yeah. I'll hit the ban. Thank you, Angie. The Troll Twice. We have those ones that have that funny little 3-letter thing. Those are not good. Yeah, I when I hit them, I have a ban, and it puts them in my ban spot. Okay? So here she said, Joanne says she watched Heather Mader, and she used rice paper and onion peel paper, stencils, paints, and she made her own paper for collaging and painting. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Julie. She says it already looks cool just laying there. I kind of think it does too. I kind of like it. Just, I mean, it's not, I'm not in focus right there, but look at that. It's just kind of, it's going to be fun to put together and to decide what I'm going to do with it. But, no, thank you, Gloria. She says they're too pretty to paint over, but you know, I need to do something with them other than have them sit there and bother me because they're just something that's not right for me. So maybe I'll try this. Gold leaf, just one tree. Oh, what a good idea. Oh, that would be cool. Oh, good. All right, I have to go watch this other people. I watch a whole bunch of people. Yeah, one leaf. Gotcha. Oh, good. Yeah, Angie Sume saved it, sigh of relief. Yeah. Oh, saved it, sigh of relief on the Lightroom. Oh my gosh. My husband came down and he says, and I said, just wait, I'm just checking, I'm verifying, and then I have to open it from where I moved it from to make sure that it points there. And I stood there kind of in bated breath waiting, 118,000 photographs. And yes, the photographs were not in the catalog, but all the work I've done on all the ones that I have are kept in the catalog, all the references. The photographs are kept someplace else, but the idea of losing that information was, and trust me, when it opened up good, I said, okay, somebody pop me a Krabby because I need a drink. my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, it's been just that little pop of color. God, just one of them done and complete. That would be cool. Where did I go? These places, let's see. There's all kinds of places that I go for different, windows. I take my camera wherever I can. So, Uggs and pros and cons of technology. No. All right, you guys. Anyway, it has been a delight. And so tomorrow night, there is a book called The Swimmers. And it is about Matisse in his later years and what he did with collage when he could no longer, at a time when he was having a hard time picking up a paintbrush. And I found it to be just really fascinating. So it was just a perfect tie-in with the collage that Julie Paskas did for this book. And then the one we'd had last night on Ansi Ansel, the illustrator, had also done collage work because they wanted to reference Ansel Adams' work, but they didn't want to copy his photographs. And so I thought that was just a really cool way of doing that. So, bring scissors tomorrow night. Maybe if you have some time to paint some paper or have something and paint it in gradient colors, we'll do a little bit and bring your, if you paint the paper ahead of time, it'll be dry. Not so bad with me. I have to be kind of careful right around here where I've got everything, but that's okay. Bring that and cut them up and glue stick, but you could work while I read the story, or we'll play some music afterwards. Do a little pasting party. A pasting party, yes. Remember making paste? Oh my gosh, I love that. It has been a delight, and it's Sunday night. It was a beautiful collaborations this weekend. It was a great weekend of art and story and finding new things and seeing things. And I raise my glass to all you beautiful friends who make this such a delight to do. Tomorrow night will be night 75. What? And I'm kind of like gobsmacked, but I'm feeling like I just love this. I just really enjoy sharing these books, enjoy finding out things and keeping myself active and going. And I was really surprised. I dug through my shelf and I said, oh, I have a book on Georgia O'Keeffe. I can do that. I actually have a Matisse book over there too, I think. Yeah, I do. Well, yeah, who knows? I haven't dug through my bookshelves for a while. So until next time, everybody, cheers to you. Keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. There we are. And until next time, go look in the mirror and you'll see it there first. But we'll be together soon and for another story and some art. Take care, everybody. Dance time.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Feeling alright, we won't go home, we will just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless.